U.S. national debt continues to climb and is now over $38 trillion. India will soon be allowing silver to be used as bank collateral with a 10-to-1 gold-silver ratio. This is huge. And JP Morgan has finally lifted their long-term gold price forecast by 80%. How high could gold go? Let's get into it. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. I want to start with the U.S. debt clock. We've never seen it go over $38 trillion before, and apparently this is a big deal. Peter Schiff posted this when it happened. Yesterday, the U.S. national debt topped $38 trillion. It will break above $40 trillion next year. 4 years after breaking $30 trillion in February 2022. That's why gold broke 4K and is headed much higher. It's also why the dollar's reign as the world's reserve currency is ending. Make Gold Great posted this on X. USA debt hits $38 trillion. Gold price to pay it off using the USA's apparent 8.1K tons of gold, $145,000 per ounce. That's right, gold would need to go a lot higher if we're to crush the national debt with gold alone. How is India remonetizing silver, and what exactly does this mean? Apparently, silver is going to be able to be used as collateral for bank and non-bank loans starting April 2026, and they're going to use a 10-to-1 silver to gold ratio. For decades, Indian households have relied on gold jewelry as a primary form of collateral for personal and business loans, especially in rural areas with limited access to credit. The new rules expand that privilege to silver jewelry and ornaments, enabling borrowers to pledge up to 10 kilograms of silver or 1 kilogram of gold as collateral for loans up to approximately $3,000 US. This is just one of the first steps in remonetizing silver, and I have to say, it's about time. But what's the deal with JP Morgan lifting their long-term gold price forecast, and just how high does it go? The analysts pointed out that during prior reserve currency transitions in the 1930s and 1970s, gold prices rose around 90% on average. Their analysts also found that if non-US investors were to shift just 0.5% of their US asset holdings into gold, about $70 billion annually, prices could climb toward $6,000 by 2029. Additionally, the implied price as a store of value amid unprecedented U.S. debt growth indicates a tail risk scenario of gold prices exceeding $9,000 per ounce, the report said. One former executive at JP Morgan, Robert Gottlieb, had something really interesting to say about gold in a recent interview.
What you have to look at is who are the holders of gold and who are the biggest holders. First, the central banks. And 18% of whatever's been produced from day one in this world to now is held by central banks. And they are major accumulators with very deep pockets. I mean, I've dealt with central banks over decades, and not one central bank ever said, I am buying or selling because of the price today.
Right.
They make a policy. Should I buy? Should I sell? And then they stick to that policy. If you take a look, the World Gold Council recently did a survey on central banks. 75% of the central banks said, I'm going to continue to buy gold for the next 5 years.
Also, they were asked, how do you expect global central bank gold reserves to change over the next 12 months? And 95% said that they would increase. I certainly think central banks are buying up a lot more gold, and they're not going to be stopping anytime soon. I also want to point out the next Fed meeting is coming up in just a few days on October 29, and CME Group is still predicting a 25 basis point rate cut, as well as another rate cut in December. So with rates continuing to go down, this is definitely bullish for both gold and silver. With gold hitting north of $4,000 an ounce, a record price, and silver prices going over $50 an ounce, the gold mining sector has been appreciating in 2025. Van Eck, roughly Fraunhofer, Goldman Sachs, and Sprott have a position in this New York Stock Exchange American-listed company. The sponsor of today's video is GoldMining Inc, and what you're about to see is special because GoldMining Inc is a gold exploration company with over 10 different projects in the Americas, but it also owns large positions of publicly listed gold companies, giving exposure to additional catalysts and leverage to the gold prices at the same time. GoldMining Inc.'s market cap is roughly around $295 million as of October 21st, 2025, yet its portfolio of equity holdings, including cash position, are worth about $214 million US alone, based on October 21st closing prices and cash balances at August 31st, 2025. But that's before giving any value whatsoever to its portfolio of exploration stage gold focused projects across the Americas and any additional potential value and optionality from its uranium project located in one of the world's highest grade districts, Athabasca Basin in Canada. On top of that, the company has no debt. GoldMining Inc. has positions in these 4 companies, 2 of which nearly tripled in 2025 so far, and above that, GoldMining owns one of the largest gold and gold copper resource stage mineral portfolios in the Americas. We're talking over 10 projects located in pro-mining jurisdictions in Canada, USA, Brazil, Colombia, and Peru, with an estimated 12.4 million ounces of estimated gold equivalent in the measured and indicated category, and an additional 9.1 million ounces of estimated gold equivalent in the inferred category. One of the highlights is the San Jorge project in Brazil. The company commenced its largest ever exploration program in May 2025. This is a project with approximately 1 gram per ton open pit resource with regional growth potential on a 46,000 hectare, that's approximately 115,000 acre land package. Targeting resource growth is important given the industry-wide challenge of reserve replacement as major producers deplete reserves rapidly. The gold mining portfolio includes increasingly scarce large-scale gold and gold copper projects in mining-friendly jurisdictions. These are projects in safe jurisdictions with infrastructure advantages and a management team with deep experience in building value over time. GoldMining's leadership includes mining veterans, including former Goldcorp CEO David Garofalo and serial entrepreneur Amir Adnani, who serve as co-chairman. Insiders own over 10 million shares, showing strong alignment with shareholders. If you want exposure to gold through a company with exposure to gold price, a pipeline of development projects, and interesting institutional and insider backing, GoldMining Inc. deserves a better look. There is a lot going on right now with the U.S. national debt continuing to climb, India starting to remonetize silver for the first time in decades, a Fed meeting right around the corner with the potential for rates to go even lower, and one of the biggest banks raising their long-term gold price forecasts. But I am curious, where do you think gold and silver are going to go from here? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.